Rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thanks everyone for joining. It's over there having.
I just finished it up.
All right, so we do have everybody for a quorum. So what brought us here today is the resolution 329A, a resolution of the city of Toledo, Washington, adopting the 2026 through 2031 6-year transportation improvement program and providing preservability and establishing an effective date. I would entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution number 329A. I'll second that motion.
Yes, it's been moved by Rebecca and seconded by Kathy. Do we have any discussion on this?
Resolutino.
I see Second and Pine Street are not on here.
Go wait. Only one car can get down. It's open.
Well, Pacific's that same way.
Yes.
We're very courteous to each other.
Yeah.
Maple I drove down this morning and it is. Intentional,
Yeah, it is definitely rough when you go down through there.
you know.
That was one that. I thought that when they had done the chip seal, that was supposed to have been repaired prior to,
It was, but there, yeah,
did not happen.
no.
Now, do I understand this is going to be adjusted every year?
Yes, yeah, we have to revisit it each year.
So much for a 6-year plan.
Well, it's kind of a 6-year moving, you know, it's like, it's your dreams.
Always.
You're pie in the
Yeah.
sky.
Or as I said in the meeting while you were ill, it's the
Wishes and
stuff,
dreams.
the stuff we can't afford list.
Yes.
And if they get something done, then it can drop off and something else can do it.
Is-
So,
Is there any funding that comes with this or?
I think this is how we get TIB to give us money,
Money.
so TIB does give us a grant.
We have to have this
Grants.
before we can have that.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
Kinda
explained
like-
last.
Kind of like a lot of the grants you've looked at for like public works, it's like you've got to have all of these things before you can get asked for the money. This is part of that component,
And
so.
you were on council when we got the, what is it, 136,000 to fix the coming down the hill, the sidewalk that has the wall kind of falling over on it, but then it was right after COVID and inflation, and the bid came in at like 260, and so we couldn't do it.
Yeah.
But that was TIB money.
Okay.
The ivy and the blackberry wall.
That's the only thing holding that wall up, yeah.
I did a lot of looking at that when I cleaned it up last year before cheese days,
It's
and
a
it
little
is,
frightening.
It'll get
It's
fixed when
terrible.
it's sitting on 505.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the trees. Until what you clean.
Double back.
yeah,
Blow gently on it.
yes, yes, otherwise it will end up on 505.
It's a scary sight. It's a scary little brick wall. That's gonna
Yeah.
hurt somebody.
Okay, before I ask. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right, perfect. Motion carries. So into our other topics. So we do need to discuss whether or not, and I think Jamie's the only one here, whether or not to do the budget meeting on the 7th, you said, correct?
Yeah, but that's actually everyone.
Oh,
The red one is.
Jamie, that's right. So yes, so do we want to, I know that Tawny had mentioned also to start on budgeting.
Well, like I said, it's only because Rachel said, I wish we get started earlier next year, so I just asked.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that's her being farther along.
No.
Budget from the department heads. And so she's actually hoping this year that
Well, they can,
she'll get one from.
they can
Public-
start the conversations and then be prepared.
Yes,
Maybe that would be a good starting point, just to see what's currently on that list.
Then maybe pare it down or, you know,
Or any more info.
we agree, we don't agree. I mean, at least get that conversation started.
Yeah, I know we can't make any formal decisions until they allow us to, but I
Which
think.
is when? September?
I believe it's the beginning of September, it's on our
Yeah.
calendar.
yeah, it's,
Yeah.
we get a meeting right after, it's like we get a meeting a week after the department head's budget is due. So
I mean, can we do that one in August, not July?
well, I think what we can do is we can. Time,
Yeah.
Right, or is that?
First Monday,
I
Yeah.
noticed that it falls on the 7th, which is before your council meeting. So I offered the question to you.
Yeah.
meet.
But we could push it to the next second meeting.
Good.
I think that's on, yeah, I think
Okay.
that's on you and Rachel to
Yeah.
figure out if Rachel can have things.
21st.
Yeah,
Cause she has to do work to prep for us.
yes.
So if she's got things she can bring to us.
Well, and additionally, the inventory is gonna make a difference.
Zero progress inventory, yes. You know, if they would do one item a day, I mean, just one, you in the morning, come in. Grab a wrench, get that in the system.
So they have
You'd have
been,
30, you'd have 30 a month.
they have been doing like they just don't have the bulk and nothing's been entered yet, but they have done the cleanup and started like putting.
Get rid, or
Tuesday.
May, June is get ready for Tuesdays. I mean, it
Yes.
really, I understand how
That's
busy they
why
are.
we're not 7th, but 20th.
So that's actually even a better idea. So
Yeah.
let's go with that then.
I like
Yeah.
that idea so much
Uh,
better.
Okay, let me shoot her a message really quick on the workshop. For 7/21.
And then we. We can schlep their belongings.
Yes.
And
So I'm
we can
understanding sooner rather
probably-
than later.
And we can probably do the same thing we did with
Start.
the. Both societies are a thing that's recognized. I have to. Specific thing,
For the city.
yeah.
So how will you divvy up the utilities for?
We've told them, so at least the motion I made was as what is the word for
They're
that?
not, yeah,
heat.
it's,
No heat, no air. Yeah,
it's literally just storage right now.
yeah.
Yeah, not climate
Right now.
controlled at all.
I think if they want to come hang out there constantly, then maybe that's a different discussion.
Yeah,
They're gonna have to be schlepping everything in there and.
Yeah.
I'm sure they have everything,
Well, and we wanna be,
giving them what we're giving them.
specific about what they can do and,
What they
and
cannot,
how
and
we
their
can get
space.
them out of there if we don't want them there anymore.
Yeah, you know, we have these shelves here. I wonder if we could move the shelves to pin in an area, just so it's, you know, it's kind of
Delineated.
semi delineated. Thank you, yes.
cause I know that they had noted that they were hoping to be able to use some of the shelves to keep stuff off the floor so that we didn't have fuzzy little friends. Most definitely. And if we ever get to the point too, you know, where we can. Be it.
And since Rachel's not here to squawk about it, I think clearing this out is a priority. I think we should really. Or make use of that for other things. I mean, really, if the historical society
Yeah.
or if the historical society is really, really hot to have a space. I mean, that isn't, it's small and weird, but it is a space.
Wasn't there, water issues in that spot or a mold or something?
There's a lot.
I think the thing just needs to be cleaned. That front area
Just
was,
is basically used.
the front area is in good shape. It's
Yeah.
just sitting, yeah,
The back
unconditioned.
over here that was questionable.
Yeah, it just needs to be completely emptied.
It's on the long side, right, not the front side. The panel.
The panel is outdated. The electrician will work on it.
Yeah, you can't put big stuff in, yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of where we are with the whole building.
Shop, we can discuss both directions for budget as well as rent for, and then we can bring that back for a vote.
Be busy and then it isn't and everybody's. And then it's cooking up with the budget and it seems. Okay,
Last year's
I have
budget,
no idea what
That's-
y'all are talking about.
last year's budget went really well.
The one
Compared to the
prior
couple
was-
before it were really bad.
At least the one prior that I sat in on.
Yes.
Right before I took office, I was like, oh, that's a lot.
Getting a little
That was
late.
down to the wire.
23's budget was horrendous to get finished.
Does anybody else have anything else that they would, any other business they wanted? to say?
Yes.
Tuesdays is coming. Tuesdays is coming fast.
Had something, I just had something.
Did I derail you?
No, I was busy focusing on.
If anybody's interested in volunteering for anything for Tuesdays, that would just be a delight.
If I had the time, I would join you in that. Okay,
Planning Commission had a really great meeting. They are working really hard. Holy cow, it reminded me of when I was on Planning Commission. It was hard work. And they're doing a lot of talking. All they're wanting to try to create. Kind of learning stuff about up against the river, and when you go to business usage, you actually can have a stronger effect. You're allowed to get closer and more active because it's a high density use. So, which is interesting, as opposed to residential, you're just residential, you need to stay away from the water. It's like, oh, you want to put a boardwalk? Well, it's ours, yeah, and so I think keeping an eye on this. To get it written in so that they support your desires moving forward.
Yeah.
Speaking of, did anybody see what is? It might be a dumb question, but update your business license model threshold ordinances this summer? Anybody see that in the latest AWC thing that went out?
Are they trying to get more business licenses or less?
Say that again.
I didn't see it, but I was curious if it's updated to get more business licenses.
The business licenses are the state's jurisdiction now. So there's not a whole lot we can do.
They're doing. 75-day required notice to have changed due to system upgrades. Huh.
So I wasn't sure what all that was about, if that was something we needed to look into. That was in their latest news thing
I
that
think
came out.
it's one of the few things that we have going right. Well, okay, that's not true. I mean, it's one thing that turned it over to the
State
state.
law requires changes to city ordinances to update business license model thresholds for out-of-city businesses that conduct commerce within cities.
Oh,
That's the first line of.
Sounds like Rachel should hear about that.
yes, can you forward that over?
That might be a little important to look into. That was published June 14th, so that was in the advocacy in the news. So I thought that was something probably that ought to be looked at.
Yeah.
Oh, and to those of you who weren't here for the last council meeting, we got through a long thing in an hour. It was nice.
did.
We motored.
However, we did miss you here because.
Yeah, because there was a contract. I'm like, ah. Fortunately, it was a simple contract.
It was under the weather. Does anybody have anything else? All right, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, well, moved by Eric and seconded by both Tony and Kathy. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Need to adjourn.